this is actually probably mostly about the Free Speech Union. Since we've been doing this, I've been saying to you guys that the Free Speech Union are a right-wing psyop. It's like we hear about what the Atlas Network does. Whether you believe or don't believe, that's it. We're not going to get into that. But the accusation is they get into a lot of free speech groups and they use the kind of cover of free speech to put through alt-right talking points. Now, I want to show you this because the Free Speech Union 99 times out of 100 supports right-wing propaganda. And they stand up for right-wingers to do what they got to do. Now, there is one thing that they often go the other way for, and that's drag queen story time. Is that right? Mm-hmm. That's right. Yep. Drag queen story time. And this is an episode where the Free Speech Union are talking to Karen Oliver about drag queens and defending their right to say what they've got to say. However, the difference is the Free Speech Union also want you to know that drag queens are perverts. Not my words. Don't be offended by me. I'm just giving this to you. You need this information. So they come out and they stand up for drag queen story time and for their right to speak, but they want us all to make sure that we are aware that drag queens are a perversion. Have you ever heard them say the opposing of something on the right? I would say not. And even saying that, who says all drag queens are left wing? You know what I'm saying? But they're taken as. And so I want to play this for you. It's only 60 seconds. And I just wanted to show for you this, as Chewy says, this, what does he call them? A pile of melting pancake batter. And the Free Speech Union talking about the right for these people to say what they want to say. But by the way, they're perverts, but the right for them. Just have a listen.
Get it?
Yeah, but councils also have to reflect the morality of their communities.
Oh,
and
really?
I come back to it, a basic thing. This is blokes who dress up as parodies of women reading stories to children. It just seems perverted to me, Jonathan. Does it not seem perverted to you?
Personally, I absolutely think it is.
You think it's a perversion?
I am willing to accept. I certainly think it is. And I think a lot of other Kiwis do as well. But
there you go. I think it is. A lot of other Kiwis do as well. Now he goes on to talk about, about Bethlehem College, and some people might see that as perverted. But he didn't come out saying that about Bethlehem College.
No.
But he did want to make sure that we were aware that the spokesperson from the Free Speech Union is standing up for the right of these people who he's calling perverts to say what they want to say. And I wanted to spell that out to you. There's more about this, Paul, but I can see you frothing at the mouth there when we're going to move to talking about what Brian Tarmac is up to. But you first, please, sir.
This argument always bugs me. I've grown up around drag queens. I know a number of drag queens and drag performers, and I know a number of people who work with kids and children. And there's one thing that's really sort of common in what they're all doing, and it's that they're going out to entertain and find ways to keep people doing fun stuff, interesting stuff. Drag Queen Story or Drag Time Story Hour, we vet it, you run it past police checks, you make sure that all of those safety procedures are in place as you would for somebody who is running a scout troop or a Girl Guides troop. They go through the same stops and checks. The only difference is that this is a performer who is performing as somebody opposite to the gender that they generally present with. It's no different to performers who do like the human statues, for example. They're not statues, but they're still performing. It's such a beat up because it's an easy target, because it's something that seems to be clearly visible that the right wing love to froth at the mouth about, and they come across as nasty no matter how they do it. And the FSU we respect their right to free speech, but they're perverted. That just completely undoes any kind of sympathy that they would get from anyone who thinks that they do actually stand up for free speech.
It also gives the bigots who are sitting in this camp of free speech the right to continue their bigotry. It gives permission to those free speech absolutists, which doesn't exist, by the way. There's no such thing as free speech absolutists. If you think there is, try sending a death threat to a politician. You'll find out pretty quickly there's no such thing as free speech absolutum. But there's these people who say that. Now they also have permission to go, okay, so I can take a half step back and pretend that I'm supporting their work, but acknowledging that this is what I really think of them. That's what it does as well.
Yeah, it undercuts everything that they say they stand for.